Hi, and welcome to today's episode of the Perfume Preppy, where we talk about all things fragrance. Be sure to click like and subscribe, that way you're notified when new fragrance related content is uploaded. And without further ado, let's get into it. So, first things first, a little housekeeping. This is not a sponsored video, I just want to get that out the way. But we will be doing a bit of a brand spotlight on a brand that I've seen a lot, like in Instagram and in different, floral perfume websites that I go to, but I had never gotten a chance to really smell any of their fragrances, but I did like their aesthetic. And that brand is Tocca, which in Italian means touch. So you may have seen it before. This is one of the ones I'll be talking about. This is Giulietta. They're all eau de parfums, and they come in these round bottles, and on the cap there's like an ornate kind of like engraving on them. And that's part of their like kind of old European aesthetic. They were started in 1994 by friends that were vacationing together in St. Lucia. They have, I believe, a flagship store in New York in Manhattan. And so that's kind of their aesthetic, is like this kind of artisanal, like old world, like European perfumery. And you can very much see that in the brand's packaging and things like that. As I said, I was at TJ Maxx, and you can find a lot of really good fragrance finds there if you know what to look for, and also depending upon which one you go to. And so I was just around, and I had been kind of curious because Tocca usually is in stores like Saks, Neiman's. You can get it online at Amazon at fragrancenet.com, which if you've been a viewer of this channel, you know I'm a huge fan of. Also, once again, this video is not sponsored, but yeah, I'm a big fan of fragrancenet.com because you can get a lot of really nice fragrances marked down for what they would typically be in store. So what this brand also does is each of their eau de parfums are named specifically after one of 12 feminine archetypes. Once again, I love my notes. So the branding also includes a bath and body collection, a home collection, which has scented candles. I believe they also have diffusers. Don't quote me on that. You can go on the website tocca.com to be sure. They have eau de parfums, such as the ones I'm going to highlight here, and they have scented body oils. So as I said, each one is one of 12 feminine archetypes. So I bought this trio here. So it's got 3 mini scents in there because once again, I had never smelled anything, and I was kind of curious. And as you know, I don't typically blind buy, but every once in a while I will. And these were such small fragrances that I was like, they're not like, it's not like buying a big bottle where you're like, oh my God, now I'm stuck with this huge bottle that smells terrible. And also because they're, small, I was like, let's just, kind of see how I feel about them. So in this particular trio set here, each one is 0.17 fluid ounces. So they're like this, they're pretty small. And the names are Florence, Stella, and Cleopatra. So the Florence parfum is sophisticated, romantic, and timeless, is kind of the aesthetic for that. And Stella is flirty, sensual, and spontaneous. And the Cleopatra, as its name would have you believe, is powerful, seductive, and exotic. And that's in that trio. But then they had a separate bottle for Giulietta. So you can see the bottle here. It's circular, it's ridged, and then on the top, it has an engraving of a bird carrying a flower. Now, in the bigger bottles, the top is metal, but on this one, it's plastic. So this bottle, which came in this box, which you can kind of see here, it's very, like I said, it's very old world European. This one here is 0.5 fluid ounces. And Giulietta is very much, the branding for that is it's very much floral and it's very romantic. So the key notes for the Cleopatra that's in the trio are grapefruit, jasmine, and vanilla musk, which I did smell it. You can definitely smell the vanilla, and it's blended very well because I was kind of curious how the vanilla was going to blend with the jasmine and the grapefruit. The jasmine I wasn't so much worried about, but when you have something citrus like grapefruit in there, sometimes the notes don't always blend well, even with something like vanilla that typically can smooth out other notes, but this one is really nice. I like it. Florence is bergamot and gardenia. That one is a little bit, it's floral, but it's got a slight woodsier edge to it, but I didn't mind it. And then Stella is the Italian blood orange and spicy, and it's spicy lily. And as its name suggests, as it said on the packaging, it's a little bit more flirty, a bit more spontaneous. Giulietta is pink tulip and green apple. And so I bought those for it. I really liked them. And then I saw that they also had the hand cream for it, or the crema quartetto. So it's a quartet of them. And it corresponds to each one that I have here, the Giulietta, Florence, Stella, and Cleopatra. And this one I just randomly found on a clearance rack, and I was pretty excited because typically if you buy like a perfume somewhere like a TJ Maxx, you don't often find like the corresponding hand cream. So I thought that was a pretty cool find. And so each one of these, in addition to corresponding, they also are enriched with coconut oil, shea butter, and aloe to help moisturize your hands, which I absolutely love. So I was pretty excited with that. But yeah, I think I will definitely be trying more things from this brand. Like I said, I really like the aesthetic. I like the packaging. Also, on each lid of all the boxes, like the Giulietta and even the hand cream, it says "Love Yourself" on it. You can't see it, but that's something that they do as part of their branding. But I really like the packaging. I like each scent. Each scent does, as I've read off the notes, does have, some sense of some kind of floral aspect to it. But the thing that I like is that none of the scents smell alike. Because sometimes if you have a particular fragrance company and they have like a collection of fragrances, as these do, like the main 12, after a while all the scents kind of run together. So I really like that these are very distinct. And as I read off like the characteristics, they very much fit that. Like the Stella definitely smells very flirty, very playful, as opposed to the Cleopatra that is a bit more seductive. But I really did like all of these. I really plan to buy more of Tocca. I want to get some of the larger size bottles from FragranceNet.com, and even like I said, they are on Amazon as well. But I highly recommend them. So if you do see this quartet, because I've seen, or not the quartet, but the trio, I've actually seen this trio in different packaging around TJ Maxx before, like during Christmas time. So I don't know if it's like a seasonal thing they do, but I definitely like it. I would definitely buy these even as a gift for other people. But I do plan on getting the larger bottles because I really like the way they smell, and I'm kind of excited to wear them. But yeah, so I just wanted to jump on here and just kind of do a spotlight on the brand Tocca. I think this is something I may be doing later on with other brands as well. But with that, I just wanted to do that and jump on here and give my thoughts on the brand. So have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Okay.